Thanks for checking out this film review from the Dead Man's Party podcast. You could find our full archive of every unedited show if you subscribe to The Skeleton Crew on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to support Dead Man's Party on Patreon. Link in the description. Enjoy the review. Welcome back for the final installment of Dead Man's Party's Point Break month. Be sure to listen to Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 before taking this final ride. It's been a great summer. We want to thank you for sharing it with Dead Man's Party and Point Break 1991. We now conclude Point Break month with Part 4. Enjoy. What's up, bruh? My name is Al. I got my sex wax. My name is Punk, quarterback Punk. Oh. And the little hand says it's time to rock and roll. And I'm here with Chris. What's up, Chris?
Speak into the microphone, Squid Brain.
You're a real blue flame special, aren't you, son? Young, dumb, full of cum. I know. What I don't know is how you got yourself on this podcast. I guess we just must have ourselves an asshole shortage, huh?
Not so far.
Hey! And I'm here with the guy who's gotta go down! What's wrong, Ghoul?
Okay, I'm screwed. I'm gonna go to jail, and I'll pay, and Alex Edwards is gonna get his guy.
Yeah, that knee again. Yeah, this podcast, this show will be 100% pure adrenaline. Other guys snort for it, some jab a vein, when all you gotta do is listen. Wow, we were really going out with this one.
Nice. No, this is amazing. That is fucking amazing.
Oh, shit.
I'm ready. Rock and roll.
Everybody freeze! I like how when they first get in the bank and Bodie goes, "Hey, look, we're on TV. Smile," and he makes Utah look at the camera just to make sure his whole face is right there on security footage. So there's no way Utah can get out of this.
I was gonna say, so it's like Bodie knows that it's like they would consider Utah an accomplice at this point, no matter what. So it's gonna basically ensure that he doesn't go after him, which I never caught until paying attention.
I love how Bodie goes, "Gonna be a little hard to play FBI now, huh?" And Utah goes, "Can we just get the goddamn money and get out of here?" And Bodie pauses for like a second and a half, and just like gives Utah this look like
he's like staring at him.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, what is that look supposed to mean? Is he in awe of Utah? Is he just like, I don't know? He just hesitates for a second, and then he goes off and does his thing. What is that look supposed to mean?
It's just more character depth.
I don't know why. I've always loved that part, that look he gives him.
Right, it's great. Because he looks at him while he starts yelling at everybody else. Right, he's still looking at Johnny.
Or is it almost just like, man, I cannot believe you're fucking going along with this. You are a radical motherfucker, man. Like he's in awe almost, just for a second.
Yeah. He's like met almost his like perfect, not necessarily counterpart, but like another version of himself.
Well, yeah, just like for a second, he's like, wow.
This guy would have been a great ex-president.
Yeah,
damn.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Johnny is right there with him. It's funny because he's very naive and he comes off as that, like very green and stuff. And it's just like when he says you have 0 hours of experience. So even when he's yelling at like Pappas, it's like even when he's trying to be angry, he's not really successfully doing it because he just has this innocence to him where he's trying to evoke emotions from Pappas, but it's not coming off in a genuine way. And a lot of people attribute that to Keanu not being the greatest actor at this time, but I feel like it's more like that is his character.
I agree, yes.
Right? It's more like, no, but that's how Johnny is.
Right.
He's not seasoned in that way. So, like, I think Johnny is like those guys. He has no experience with it. He doesn't surf, he doesn't skydive, he doesn't do anything, but he is down for all of it. Like, how many people can ring your doorbell right now and convince you to go jump out of an airplane when you had other plans today and you never considered jumping out of an airplane? Don't you think that says a lot about Johnny Utah?
Absolutely. Free spirit kind of thing. Yeah, free spirit.
Who can get you to do that? Like, that's insane. So Johnny's like, on the floor, asshole! I blow your fucking kneecaps, you'd be on the floor!
Yeah, I think that's the most emotion he showed in this whole movie as far as when he delivered dialogue was that line.
Right. Who has the key? Mr. Duggins. Miss Jennings. Will you get the key from him? Go ahead, do whatever they want, Terry. Mr. Duggins is a coward.
Oh, yeah. He's staring at the ground.
Right. At first he won't tell who he is. Then they outed him. And then he gives Miss Jennings the key and says, do it. I would say, no, let her go. I'll open the door for you guys. What a pussy. Who's a bigger pussy, him or the lawnmower guy?
I think the lawnmower guy was just more in shock of like, wait, what's going on here? I'll say this guy. What's his name? Duggan?
Mr. Duggins.
Yeah.
I like how when Bodie looks at Roach, a.k.a. Richard Nixon, and he goes, Dick, go to the vault. And Nixon looks at Bodie real quick like, what? Like he's totally thrown off by him saying that.
I can't believe he didn't discuss it with him earlier. Like, listen, this is our last,
Well, that's what I'm saying. He got caught up in the moment right then. It's like everything coalesced for him right there. Like, holy fuck, this is the last time we're going for it.
Yeah. And when Miss Jennings is opening these doors, do you think she does a better job when someone's screaming in her face, holding a gun to her head?
Yeah, because that wouldn't make you nervous at all. And fumble with the keys.
Dude, there are 27 keys on that keychain. You might want to actually let her feel calm and collected and then do this.
I guarantee you the Ghoul's keychain at work has more keys than that. I've seen keychains for school employees back when I was growing up. There's like 1,000 keys, or that at least back in the day.
I don't have that many, but there is one guy who works with us who goes building to building, and his key ring is like what you're imagining.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
it exists.
So these two idiots on the ground. Well, I guess one of them's an idiot. This tough guy cop.
Oh my god!
With his gray shirt on.
Such a douchebag.
He is such a douche.
He's a good shot, though.
He is.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe he got 100%.
So that pussy security guard. Now, I don't know if either one of you guys were fans of The Office.
I was.
TV show. Yes! He looks just like Kevin from The Office. I never noticed that till this watch. He looks like a slightly slimmer version of Kevin from The Office.
Yes, 100%.
Amazing.
See, I don't agree with you calling him a pussy because,
well,
whatever. I get what you're saying, but the problem is because of the other guy, like 7 people are dead, including himself. And I think that wasn't even that security guard shot eventually, right? Yeah, he must have been because everything calmed down at the end.
Yeah, Roach blows him away.
Yeah. So the other guy is just an idiot. So the cop shoots Utah after he goes, FBI! Undercover or whatever. He shoots him twice.
Well, first he blows Bodie right in the fucking chest.
Oh, God, dude.
Drills him dead center, dude.
And he knocks him off the
countertop.
Yeah, it knocks him right off.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's when Utah's like, FBI!
And that's when Bodie stops giving a fuck and rips that mask off his head, man.
So this is where I'm talking about. This is a character moment that I noticed for Bodie, is that I don't think he utters any real, swear words until this moment, and he screams, nobody fucking move!
Yep, I have it in my notes. Yep.
I was like, wow, he hasn't sworn until it's because he sees, he sees Gromit get shot, he tags one in the neck, which is brutal. After that, I'm like, oh my god, this was his breaking point. No pun intended.
Yeah. It's his breaking point. Not his point of breaking. Yeah. Nobody fucking move!
And I love the look he gets on his face when he realizes that cop is out of bullets. It's like he has a look of almost panic on his face at first, and then when he sees that cop has to reload his gun, it's like a fucking slate goes over his face, and it goes from panic to total fucking utter confidence, and he just whips that gun around and just fucking blows him away.
Yeah, wild. And it makes you wonder, why did they wear the masks at all? Johnny knew every one of them.
Yeah.
You know, it was weird that why they even wore it to begin with, because you wonder, why does he take it off? Because I guess now we're not fucking around anymore. People are dying. I'm just taking this mask off and getting real, but...
You could also think, so even if he knew who they were, they could also... I mean, I would imagine these guys haven't had any prior, like, arrests or anything. So maybe they're not in the system, but even by, like, they could not, like, change their appearance, like, whatever, but they could easily go to another country, cut their hair, do whatever, and become, like, not unrecognizable,
because he only knows their first names, yeah.
Right, yeah. And those might not even be their first names. Like, Bodhi is... That doesn't sound like a... Like, I don't know, that might not be a real name. Yeah, and then, like, Roach isn't his real name. The only one who has a real name is Nathaniel.
What is Bodhi's real name?
Bodhisattva.
Or that's what they call him that, yeah.
Bodavista.
Like John Smith or something?
The Bodhisattva. So Johnny, you know who it is, I know who it is. What's his name? Well, he never really said, but they call him Bodhi, like the Bodhisattva? What? Well, what's his name? We're gonna get this guy. I didn't ask him. I don't know. You didn't ask him. So he hits Johnny in the face with the gun after Gromit. And I feel that every time.
Well, just the look that Bodhi gives Utah when it's like he's like actually like pissed at him.
And when Gromit dies in Bodhi's arms and he's like, she's like gasping for like his final breath, that almost makes my chest hurt. Just the way he's like, and the look of like horror and anguish on his face as he's gasping his final breath. Like, that was extremely good acting.
He's like, come on, little brother. Yeah, that was wild, man. And then
Nathaniel's like, are you out of your fucking mind?
You got what you wanted? Yeah, he lectured Bodhi.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. He stood up to him, yeah.
He did. Then he hits, like we said, hits Johnny in the face, and I love when Johnny gets hit, the way he lands on the floor, and it's his view, and for whatever reason, when his eyes roll up in his head, he's staring at the door that they exit.
Yeah.
And it's like all blurry, and then the way that they cut, the doors are slowly closing, and as soon as they completely close, it cuts to the next scene. And it's same, you know, in the bank, and it's Harp, you know, going, what is this camera crew? Get them the fuck out of here. There's a crime scene, for Christ's sake. And I like how he takes Johnny, and he goes, yeah, look at this. How's that sit in your stomach? When he's showing the dead cop. Do you know how many times I've said that to people? It's like, yeah, how's that sit in your stomach? I've said that so many times to people.
You don't know how many girls I've said that to.
Oh. This is full of cum.
Well, hold on. First, I love how delighted Alvarez is to be cuffing Utah. You understand your rights, Utah? You understand them? You understand that? He understands his goddamn rights.
Yeah, and the other dude's only in a sling after getting stabbed in his back twice.
Yeah, the guy that you want us to interview.
You know, I was podcasting while you guys were still jacking off to the lingerie section in the Sears catalog and popping zits on your funny faces.
Is that right?
Yes, that's right, Ghoul.
It actually, ironically, only applies to me.
Jesus Christ, kid, are you okay? Here, stand up. Get these cuffs off.
Leave the cuffs on.
Right now. Get them off.
Leave them on!
Oh, boy.
Your partner is an accessory to murder. You understand that, Pappas? Utah, there are 3 dead people. One of them is a police officer, huh? Let me show you something, pal. How does that sit in your stomach, huh?
Take your hands off me right now.
Harp.
Listen, look at me. Look at me. Don't send him in with the black and whites like some punk. Let me write him in.
Yeah, sure, Angelo. Why not? I mean, that's why I put you 2 screw-ups together to begin with. You deserve each other, don't you? I mean, you're just as bad as he is. Only you're a little fatter, you're a little slower, and a little more pathetic. For Christ's sake, it's like the blind leading the blind with you.
Harp, I want to tell you something. I was in this bureau when you were still popping zits on your funny face and jacking off to the lingerie section of the Sears catalog.
Is that right, Pappas?
Yes, that's right, Harp. And there's one thing that I learned out of all these years that you still haven't got.
Yeah? Why don't you astonish me, shitface?
Respect for my elders.
So he punches him, and to sound like Clubber Lang just knocked Rocky out. I praised the movie for the good sound effects when they had the beach fight. And I'm not going to say this wasn't great. I think it needed that extra bass to it to really punch it up. So I assume Pappas got fired after that, right?
Oh, he died.
Well,
he got fired on.
Let's say he didn't die. Would he still have a desk Monday?
Well, he would at least be on paid suspension at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Until they investigated it.
And then even if that, they'd probably take him out of the field. He'd just get like a shitty like desk position or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny says, I know where they're going. And he goes, I thought you might. And then he tells Pappas, but two things. We can't arrest them or shoot them. And he goes, what? Now, that will come back in discussion. Because this bothers me so much.
Not on! But you're not alone. Good guess. There's a gun on you right now. Where's Roach? Around somewhere. So listen, Johnny, we are in kind of a hurry. What do you need? You gotta tell me where she is. Oh, and let my policy expire. Good idea. Look, Bodie, man, people are dead. The ride is over. Oh, no. I say when it's over. The guy you killed was an off-duty cop. They'll nail you wherever you land. There's a new thing called radar. Maybe you've heard of it. What is your... Nathaniel, get in there. Get back in the cockpit. Yeah. I know you, man. When they fall on you, you won't back down. They'll have to burn your ass to the ground.
Huh? And shit happens.
Look, you got a death wish. You want to ride to glory, fine, but don't take Tyler with you. I'm begging you. Tell me where she is, and I walk away.
You walk away?
I walk away.
That is beautiful, Johnny.
And Pappas had a gun on him. What was the plan? That he was going to say, okay, fine, I'll call it off. And then, okay, now we got you. Get him, Pappas. Like, what was the... I don't understand what was going to happen if everything went right.
Yeah.
You know? And I love how Bodie's talking to Johnny, like, well, I'm kind of in a hurry here, Johnny. What can I do for you? You know, like, he's still talking to him.
It's like there's two dudes shooting the shit. Like,
Right.
What the fuck? Time is of the essence.
It's so different from somebody who would be in that exact position that didn't still love this guy. You know, it's very...
That's what I'm saying. They formed this bond that it's like all that bullshit they just went through, there's still something there.
Right. How did you feel when Roach came out of, I guess, the bathroom or whatever, and came up behind Pappas and starts pulling his gun out?
Hated it. Because I knew what was coming.
I love Pappas, dude.
I know, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Don't fire! Don't kill her! No! Get out of the way, kid! God damn it! Damn! No!
And the way he gets shot and just falls forward and all that stuff, it's awful.
That whole shootout is brutal because, I mean, they're using fucking shotguns, and like the way I actually was like really noticing it today was when he shoots Pappas in the back, he gets like solid like spine shots. It almost looks like fucking the exposed like back shot of like Jason Voorhees in Part 7 when he's got like that like ripped open like spine. Yeah, no, and I was like just thinking like, imagine getting shot by a shotgun like right there, like fuck. And they show like the like meat like blow away on it, like the gore on this part is like, especially now watching it in the 4K, it's really fucking good.
How about when Nathaniel's like shooting at Pappas and he keeps like the ground is exploding around him? That's crazy, right? When the asphalt's just blowing up and stuff.
I do love, though, I said it's kind of slightly backtracking, but I do love the pilot, like, seeing everything's going to shit, and then he decides to try and stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guy's, like, the only one who's got any sense about him.
He's like, fuck this.
He's telling him where we're going. So now he out loud said where they're going, so now he has to bring Johnny with him.
Well, it's funny, so I noticed today that when he says where they're going, Johnny's still kneeling over looking at Pappas, like holding him as he's dying. I'm like, I doubt Johnny even actually heard.
Probably didn't even hear it. Bodhi just assumed he did. But yeah, so Pappas, he turns around and shoots Roach. He actually does pretty good.
He does,
and he kills Nathaniel. Where he went wrong is what I was saying earlier. He told him we can't shoot them or arrest them. Why was Pappas so... You just scored 2 guys. Why are you so hell-bent on shooting Bodhi? Like, get out of the way, kid! No! You can't shoot him! Kid, move it! Like, you had to kill him? Aren't you supposed to bring him in and make him pay for what he's done for 3 years? Like, what is this obsession with shooting Bodhi that cost you your life?
Yeah, it's like... It's almost like because he doesn't have the relationship with them that Johnny has, so he's like, I wouldn't say an outsider, because I'm sure Johnny's been telling him everything, including stuff about, like, Tyler and all that stuff. But I feel like, yeah, Pappas just, like, the older, like, fuck it, who cares, like, kind of thing. Like, I'm going to get this guy regardless, like, by any means necessary, is the way I see it.
These boomers, man.
That's what I mean. It's a tough lifestyle.
Boomers are the worst, dude. So yeah, he got himself killed because he's an idiot, but I love Pappas. How about when he flips him over, those big teeth in that mouth? You could almost smell the breath, like the cigar breath, come up in Johnny's face.
Cigar and meatball sub.
You could almost smell the meatball.
When Pappas gets shot, Utah lets out the longest no ever put to film, I think.
Really good. So at this point, Bodhi lost 2 of his best friends and ex-presidents, and he still tells Johnny they're riding this one out all the way instead of just shooting him in the back of the head and leaving him there. He's like, we're going to ride this out, me and you, all the way. Like, think about it. Johnny Utah is the reason Bodhi's life turned to shit. Honestly, nobody else caught them.
Right.
Yeah, now that you bring it up, he could kill Utah.
And what would that matter? And release Tyler.
Yeah, exactly, yep. All the people that he cares about, well, obviously sparing Johnny Utah means he cares about him. Or whatever's left of the people he cares about are taken care of.
Even though Johnny cost him the people he's cared about for seemingly 15 years or whatever it might be.
Right, yeah. You just had, like, these 2 forces, like, Bodhi and Utah being, like, almost like these forces of nature who just managed to hit at the right but wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, they were already gearing up, ready to go. They only what did they say at the beginning? They only have a month to find these guys before they go.
And then they're off.
And then by this point, yeah, they're off.
Till next year, yeah.
Yeah, if Utah just, like, waited a little while longer and not caught on a little while longer, everyone would still be alive.
So do we hate Johnny Utah because of all this?
No, I only, like I said, the only person I hate in this movie is fucking Rosie. I fucking hate him.
I hate him so much. I wish he burned his leg off when he was putting it over the fire.
I hate him so much. Yeah, such a bitch.
Oh, he looked like a guy from The Burning.
Yeah, I would love
Cropsy.
that. He tells him to get up, and he keeps looking at Pappas. He's like, get the fuck up, Tyler's waiting. And his hair is all whipping around in the wind, and he has this shotgun. He's like, he looks like a mad dog. He's like this, get the fuck up, Tyler's waiting.
Yeah, he's like becoming more and more unhinged. It's awesome.
He's becoming an animal.
Yeah, his rationale is like slowly leaving his body.
He's losing his cool.
Not the Zen master anymore, yeah.
No, he's not. Roach is alive somehow, and they throw his body onto this plane, acting like he has a long life ahead of him. He goes, I'm getting cold, man. I'm getting cold. And he's, go ahead, somebody do the line.
No, I have it on my notes. Alex does the line. Do it.
You're cold because the blood is leaving your body, Roach. You're going to be dead soon. I hope it was worth it.
Awesome.
You're cold because all the blood is running out of your body, Roach. You're going to be dead soon. I hope it was worth it.
Don't listen to him, he's just scared. You just keep thinking about all the senoritas and margaritas. I'll be nursing you back to health. Okay?
The fuck are you looking at?
I love because this is like, I think I have too, like Roach. I feel like Roach was the one who's like had like the most like violence in him out of all of them, or the main ex-presidents, because the way he says when Johnny's looking at him and he goes, "What the fuck are you looking at?" He's like so mad.
I thought about this only on this watch. Roach is like the equivalent of Bobby Dutch in the Cobra Kai from the original Karate Kid, where Dutch is like the most unhinged, like psychotic motherfucker out of the group.
Right.
That's how Roach is in this movie.
Yeah, he like just the venom in his voice when he's like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" Like he's just so mad that like, because you could tell like he knows that he's fucking dead, and that
just like on Karate Kid when Dutch is like, "What's the matter, Mommy? Not here to dress you?" "Hey, I'm talking to you, punk!" And he just fucking snaps in a second.
And the way his hair is like dragged over his face and his eyes, he looks
his
like
eyes are very intense.
He's like, they both turn into animals, like dogs, like rabid dogs, him and Bodhi. But it's weird, Roach's character, he wasn't, well, he is the guy who said, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you think that's a little out of line?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, cool it, Roach." Like,
right. See, he was ready to fucking throw down right there.
Yeah, he turns on a dime. He's ready to he can turn it on and turn it off very quick.
And then, like, she's like, it's better than sex. And she's like, "Maybe it's because you're not doing it right, Roach." And he takes that joke pretty well. So
he does, yeah. Oh, but he kind of gives it like a what the fuck does that mean kind of look. Yeah.
Right. The good news is that Roach has senoritas and margaritas waiting for him to nurse him back to health. Man, that sounds hot, doesn't it, Ghoul?
Dude, I'm about the margaritas for me.
Fetish, dude.
What?
What?
Senoritas and margaritas is fucking like that's like honestly, if I were them, I would have been doing most of my shit in Mexico to begin with. I wouldn't have done it in the United States.
What are they doing in LA?
Yeah.
Right? For an outlaw life like this?
See you on the ground, all right?
I'll see you in hell, Johnny! Oh!
I know it's hard for you, Johnny. I know you want me so bad it's like acid in your mouth. But not this time. Adios, amigo!
Bodhi wouldn't let Tyler go until he landed from that jump. Now, why would Johnny think that Bodhi would say, "Okay, let her go"? Meanwhile, Johnny could just get up and tackle Bodhi. Johnny's really delusional with this whole "let Tyler go" thing, isn't he?
I understand they're trying to make it show like, yes, he really loves her.
I think that's what they're really pushing here.
But it's interfering with the actual I guess tension of what's the situation, the current situation is, I guess. Because
Johnny he's not perfect. What about this movie would lead us to believe that Johnny's perfect? They fucked up the sting operation with the neo-Nazis. They fucked up the stakeout at the bank. He fucked up trying to surf with these guys and getting his lights punched out. He fucks up with chasing Bodhi and not shooting him and not even catching him through the whole thing. Like, they haven't done really anything right. Honestly, like, him and Pappas are kind of two screw-ups, right?
Well, and that points back kind of like what you were saying earlier, like, this actually fits the character. So, yeah.
He's not, like, so thought out and, like, meticulous and has everything worked out that it all makes sense and it's all rational, it's all this, that, the other thing. A lot of this is done out of passion.
Yeah, he wants that. She must have been so good in bed. He wants that one final fuck with her. And he's willing to do anything to get that.
And you think she'll give it to him after what he lied about?
Well, yeah. Did you see her when they land in her fucking nightie? I mean...
Well, then... Well, that's the thing. She also said, like, I mean, this is kind of jumping forward, but when they like embrace, she looks at him, and then he goes, she's like, Johnny, and then he goes, don't say it, or whatever, like say like this, whatever was gonna. It was mirroring.
It mirrored a scene earlier, where he was gonna tell her something. He goes, don't
say it. You don't have to.
You have to. No, I don't think it was that one. You're thinking of the when they were surfing. He goes, I can't explain how I feel. She goes, you don't have to.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Similar though. So I can see how you thought that. It's very similar. So they do have kind of a lot of mirroring type of scenes with them too. But see you in hell, Johnny. What do you think about that? Roach has one last bit of sense of humor, and he says goodbye to Johnny. He still says goodbye to him.
Yeah, and I didn't notice till I was watching again today when Bodhi pushes him out of the plane. He like almost didn't expect it because he's like, whoa! Like when he jumps back, I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So did Roach die on the way down, or did he die after he landed, do you think? Well, his parachute was open. How come he must have pulled it at some point, right? Would he have the strength to pull it if he was dying that soon after?
Well, one of his arms was fucked up, so I don't think he did.
I know it's hard for you, Johnny. I know you want me so bad it's like acid in your mouth. But not this time. Adios, amigo!
So, it's famously known that that's really him jumping out of that airplane.
I heard that he, like, was big into this stuff in general, like after or during this and then after, which is just like just adding to the Swayze legacy.
Yeah, he kept surfing, and so did Keanu after this movie.
But I mean, you can see that's Swayze jumping out of that plane when he says "Adios, amigo," and he jumps back. I mean, that's not like that was CGI shit back then.
No,
he fucking jumps out.
The way the insurance agreed to do this is they said you could do it on the last day of filming after every single other thing is filmed.
Oh, really? Wow.
So they said, if you want to do it, you could do it, but we're not insuring this unless every minute of film is finished before that moment. And supposedly they...
Well, I get that.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, should have had that insurance policy on the Crow.
Ooh, sick burn.
So why did Bodhi throw the gun on the plane before he jumped off of it?
Oh, wow. I never really thought of that before.
Weird, right?
I always figured he's so confident in that he's beat Utah at this point. Now it's like end of the road.
He's like, I don't need this anymore.
What if Johnny looked out the window and shot him on his way down?
That bullet would not have made it.
You don't think the bullet could get through the air like that accurately?
That would have been ridiculous compared to some of the other shit in this movie.
So Johnny jumps out of a perfectly good airplane with no parachute.
Fuck it!
Yeah, how he fucking stands there for a second and just goes, fuck it! And then just fucking free falls out of that plane, dude.
Can you imagine if he waited, he hesitated too long, and by the time he jumped, he was too far away in distance that he couldn't get to Bodhi, and he just landed on the ground?
Fucking Utah was like sailing through the air perfectly and got to Bodhi like on a dime.
He is not good enough to do that.
That's like he's this close to fucking. If he was like you were saying, if he had missed like 2 or even like a half a second.
Right. And what if he went like under Bodhi?
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. He goes underneath them.
Even when he was trying to approach them in the Speed Star, it looked like he was going to sail under them and miss them all.
Yeah, it's like he's fucking Christopher Reeve just flying through the air in Superman, dude. He can go exactly where he wants.
Well, he's Keanu Reeves.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
There's 2 guys named Reeves that flew through the air and did what they wanted. So he grabs... What do you think Bodhi thought in those first 10 seconds when he's like, la da 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 da, and all of a sudden... boom! A man comes and hit.
No, 10 seconds. You mean in like the first 0.5 seconds? He's like, what the?
Right.
You know, he's like, what the fuck just hit me?
Can you imagine what he thought? Like, he never expected this guy to jump out of an airplane with no parachute just to get him.
Him jumping out of that plane with no chute, that's one of the fucking biggest, like, flexes in action movies of all time. Fuck this, I'm jumping out of this plane with no parachute. I'm either going to land on this guy or I'm dead.
You can't blame Bodhi for loving this guy. Like, he is as radical as it comes, right?
Right.
Right.
And it's because of Bodhi. I mean, I don't think Utah was at that point earlier in the movie until he met Bodhi.
He did not have that in him. Well, he had it in him, but it didn't come out until Bodhi.
Right. And after he met Tyler, amazing pussy, apparently.
What? Pull the shit, Bodhi! You are crazy! Pull the fucking show! Why don't you pull it? No games, Bodhi! Pull the cord now! Nah, you pull it! Go ahead, Johnny, pull it! You gotta drop the gun, right? If you use your other hand, what are you gonna hold on with? Pull it right now! Or I blow your fucking head off and pull it myself! The only way it's gonna happen, my friend! Do it! Swear to God, I will! Do it, man! Do it or you're gonna die, Johnny! 6 seconds! You're gonna be meat waffles! 5! 4! You fucking crazy! 3! Pull it! Pull it! 1! Shit! Shit!
When they pull that chute, like what, 700 feet to go, and the when they film that landing and the two of them and their legs hitting the ground and the sound and the visual and the way it's slowed and the speed of the film and all that, dude, this hurts me to watch every single time. And then I think of Johnny's knee on top of it.
So every time I watch this, they pull the ripcord so close to the ground and they land so hard. All I imagine is their leg bones going straight up through their skulls. The rest of their body wouldn't have time to react because they hit that ground so fucking hard. And then fucking Bodhi, after like wallowing on the ground for a few seconds, is able to just get up and walk away with bare minimum injuries.
That's when he says, he's like, wow, you are one radical son of a bitch, or whatever. But yeah, that is like, or like you said, like, I know I alluded to it earlier, but as someone who has like a fucked up knee as it is, like that every single time just like makes it hurt. You're just like, you just feel it, because especially when he's like trying to get out and he can't get up, and he's like, this, like the noises Utah's making are like, I can fucking feel his pain. It's
Yeah, when you mentioned that 3.5 hours ago, I was wondering how you would have felt if you jumped out of a plane like that.
Right. That's just why I'll never do it. No thanks.
I'm out of here, Johnny. And me again, huh? Too bad. Looks like this time you won't be getting your man. This game we both lose.
How about the music now that's playing? Is this the part?
This is the part. So when they land between that and then when they do the quick pan to Roach's dead body and the money,
the Jeep driving through the desert.
Yeah, the music that's playing during this is like perfect, like somber encapsulation of like all the chaos and destruction of everything that's gone on in the last like 20 minutes of this movie alone has led to this. All of Bodhi's people except for one are dead. Utah's fucked up. I mean, granted, Tyler's like whatever, but like everything is like all these people's lives are completely fucking reversed from when this movie began, and it's like a funeral for the like I guess vibe of the movie. I think that's why I love this fucking score. Like this one in particular is just so good,
and it goes so well with Bodhi's voice when he's like, "Let her go, let her go."
Daddy,
Some other time. Come on, we're out of here. Yo, Johnny! I'll see you in the next life!
And I think also works like just the scenery itself, like the desert, like the sun kind of fading in the background, like
it really is amazing.
Yeah.
And Tyler running over to Johnny.
Yeah, she is fucking running after him like a bitch in heat, man, just waiting to get mounted.
I'm sure sex was on her mind, not the fact that she almost got her head cut off.
Right? Yeah.
Holy crap!
Oh, that turned her on, dude. That's why she was so worked up.
And we said that we don't think they stayed together because if Johnny was obsessed with catching Bodhi and he was traveling all through Mexico and Baja and everything else, she probably just moved on with her life, right?
Yeah, he would got anyone who wanted like stability would have got tired of that real fast.
You ever wonder why Rosie didn't ask about the other three guys? And why he's laughing and like embracing Bodhi?
Well, it's kind of fucked up too, because at one point you can hear in the background when they drive away, they stop at Roach's body to pick up his. They stop to pick up the money, but Bodhi's like, "We got to bury him," and then Rosie's like, "We don't have time," and then they just give it up. Like he doesn't. I don't think he gives a fuck about the rest of those guys.
No, he's a mechanism.
Yeah, but what about when he's not? What about when he's hanging out at the beach, lighting his leg on fire?
I think he's just he just finds people that he kind of like, I guess, like has shared.
So what did he do when he was home? When he was at home, like this was back in 1991. Was he like watching the Cosby Show or something?
Like, what does he do on his downtime?
That's the thing. That's why I mean he doesn't fit in with these
Fucking
people.
playing Super Nintendo.
He looks like Rosie looks like he should have been part of like a biker club.
Well, there are Harleys throughout this movie, and Bodhi's wearing a Harley shirt. So I think it's the whole world of I wouldn't say Harleys are extreme. That's more those sport bikes, but you know, anything a little exhilarating like mountain climbing, Harleys, surfing, skydiving, like
kind of like a shared circle kind of thing.
Kind of blends well together.
And they're all criminals, so anyone who owns a motorcycle is a criminal.
How about when Rosie threatened Gromit's life? He goes, "You run, you die." Is he saying he would have murdered? Is that like an agreement here that we're all in this together, and if anybody strays from it?
That's how I took it, yeah. Well, that's the thing, too, if you like think about like Rosie's first thing, he's like, "I'll handle that fucking cop." Like, he's just gonna go out and kill him, like...
So how about when the last thing Bodhi ever says, well, that he thought he would ever say to Johnny?
See you in the next life.
Yo, Johnny! I'll see you in the next life! Like, he still takes the time to say that knee again, huh? Guess this time you won't get your man, and I'll see you in the next life. Like, it is out of this world. As we said, even though Bodhi's whole life came crumbling down, he still has that mutual respect for Johnny just based on who he is. He leaves Johnny and Tyler in the middle of the desert. How the hell did they get home with his knee like that? And her half naked? Well, I can imagine how they got home with her half naked. That paid for the rides. And
they took an Uber.
Like, which way would you go? It's like Clark Griswold in the middle of that desert. Like, how would they know which way to start walking?
Yeah, exactly. Where the fuck would they? I mean, you could turn in any direction and take a guess. How would you know where you were going?
Well, the sun settles in the east, Tyler. And I think I live in the west, so let's go the other direction.
I figured they just pulled out their iPhone and turned their compass on.
Oh, my God. So, here we are. It's the 50-year storm, and Johnny goes to Bells Beach, Australia, because he knows Bodhi would miss the 50-year storm. What do you guys feel about this end scene? Johnny's hair is long. It's in the rain.
I mean, what isn't there to say about this fucking scene?
I love how Utah's got his hair grown out at that point, and Bodhi has a haircut.
Yeah.
At that point, it's shorter and it's like brushed back. It's like they almost switch spots. And Utah takes that Reagan mask, flips it in the water in front of him, and he goes, Lose something, brah.
Do something, brah. Special Agent Utah. I knew I could count on you.
Just the way he says that, brah, it's great.
And like the little kid loser in me, I'm always fascinated that the mask gets washed up and touches Bodhi one last time. Like, I'm like, wow, look, it touched his foot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. It's like that's his last little touch of what he had in the past.
Amazing, right? Like, he probably never thought that mask would come in contact with him ever again.
Kind of like when they threw the mask in front of Michael in Halloween 2018.
Please don't talk about that movie. I don't mind the Halloween 2 references.
See, that one came into me like that one just like hit my mind right.
Wouldn't that be so funny if they threw that? Because he was facing backwards too.
Right? Yeah.
They threw it on his feet, and Michael just looks down at it.
That was strictly because.
And Bodhi or Utah's like, say something.
How do you feel about their demeanor and their rapport? Bodhi's not even scared.
I've been to every city in Mexico. Came across an unclaimed piece of meat in Baja. Turned out to be Rosie. Guess you picked a knife fight with somebody better. Found a passport of yours in Sumatra. Missed you by about a week in Fiji. But I knew you wouldn't miss a 50-year storm, Bodhi. Yeah.
No,
not at
he's
all.
like totally relaxed, like he almost expected it. He doesn't even turn around and look at him.
Oh, because after he says, Special Agent Utah, what does he say? He's like, I knew I could count on you. I knew I could rely on you or whatever. Like, confirming, like, he knew that it was going to come eventually. It's just a matter of when.
And, yeah, he didn't have a reaction to that. But when he goes, I miss you by a week in Fiji. And then Bodhi smiles. He's like, yeah. It's so funny. Like, Bodhi doesn't even go, what the hell are you doing here? Oh, come on, man. You're not going to take me, and I want to ride this wave. Like, he doesn't have a typical reaction. Like,
right, that's what I'm saying. They were like kindred spirits, and he almost expected / knew that Johnny was going to be there. So he was not surprised at all when he showed up.
And how do you know it would be that beach, though? I guess Bell's Beach, is it not? Is it just that one little spot? How would Bodhi know that little area...
Is Bell's Beach so closed and concentrated that it's just like a few hundred yards?
Yeah, I guess.
Is that like a very well-known thing?
Well, it's funny. We glossed over real quick that other beach. The one with the smokestacks behind it, like that big factory. What was that?
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, when he cut that dude's hair, who was smoking weed with his buddy under the sheet.
To be honest with you, I never even really paid attention to that before.
I never noticed that until you mentioned it.
I was always focused on that guy's fucking disgusting, matted, gross red hair.
Yeah.
Why even shoot it on that beach with that thing in the background? Like,
probably story-wise, because they talk about traces of whatever being on beaches that have toxic. That shit in the background is probably just to be like, oh, this is one of them. That's the story beat. That's the only thing I could say. Maybe It was just a location thing, I guess.
And I wondered when Bodhi came out to help him when he was fighting those 4 guys, was that to show that, look, Bodhi does surf in this break, and his buddy's hair did have those same toxins because they also surf here, and that was supposed to be our hint that it's Bodhi and not this other gang.
Yes, and it's almost a literal like pairing.
Oh. God, this guy.
Too bad. Finally get your waves and it's totally closed out.
Just waiting for my set.
You gotta go down. You cross the line and people trusted you and they die.
Yeah, it went bad. Went real bad. Life sure has a sick sense of humor, doesn't it? Still surfing?
Every day.
So for me, what will always be the greatest moment of Bodhi and Johnny's friendship was right there when he said, still surfing? And he said, every day. Like, that speaks volumes. Like, you could just look back at everything that's gone down, how it all went bad, and how he's been chasing him all this time. Like, the fact that Johnny didn't just run up and tackle Bodhi without even him knowing and just put handcuffs on him and stuff like that, and instead threw the mask, instead had this whole conversation and, you know, went back and forth, kind of like civil. And then Bodhi's standing there with Johnny Utah, and the one thing that pops into his mind is that he's wondering if his bud is still surfing. I think me explaining it would do it an injustice. It's almost like the Tyler and Johnny spot when he does the night surfing and he says, I can't explain what I'm feeling, and she says, you don't have to. I think him saying still surfing and him saying every day, that I don't think that has to be explained. It just has to be recognized.
Come on, buddy. It's time to go. Now you gotta go back with me.
Sorry, my friend. Come on.
Yeah, I love how Utah grabs him and Bodhi pulls away and goes, come on. It's like right then he's like, okay, friendship over. Let's fucking go, dude. And they just fucking go at it.
Yeah, at this point, Johnny's goals have outweighed his feelings for Bodhi.
Yeah, like he's truly trying to actually get his guy now.
But we find out it really doesn't. But yeah, there's one point where Bodhi was going to drown Utah.
Oh yeah, he was trying to kill him for sure.
He was definitely gonna kill him.
Did he stop trying to kill him, or did he think he was dead?
I thought he just realized that he had fucking handcuffs on him.
No, he stopped, then he went to get up, and then he realized they were on him. What the hell?
Yeah. Oh, then maybe he thought Utah was dead at that point.
Alex, I wish you could do a really good Swayze because I want you to do the no.
No, I can't. I can't do nothing specific for Swayze.
No! I told him you go quietly. No! You know there's no way I can handle a cage, man. I don't care. You gotta go down. It's gotta be that way. Okay, man. Okay. I'm screwed. I'm gonna go to jail, and I'll pay, and Johnny Utah gets his guy. Right? Good for you. That's real good. You're gonna be a big hero now. But look at it, Johnny. Look at it! This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, man. Just let me go out there. Let me get one wave before you take me. One wave. I mean, where am I gonna go, man? Cliffs on both sides. I'm not gonna paddle to New Zealand. My whole life has been about this moment, Johnny. Come on, compadre. Come on. Come on!
Vaya con Dios.
Can you both watch that video I sent you on Facebook that time? Alright, so look at that. A man actually rode a wave like this. So for people who can't see, there's a guy who's basically surfing on an identical wave to what was in this movie, but he's actually riding it for like 25 seconds. Wouldn't this movie have been...
Does he live?
Oh, I think he's dead. No, just kidding. I don't know.
Wouldn't
it have been amazing if Bodhi actually had his one big thrill final ride that he's been dreaming about since he heard about this, and you got all this. Like, I feel like we get like 2 seconds of Bodhi, and then suddenly he's like on his stomach on the surfboard, and then the waves just crash and kill him. Which isn't even climactic. It's a very anticlimactic ending to something that you've been waiting for the whole movie, especially once you saw him standing on the beach.
The way I would chop that up to is because obviously this was not any like CGI kind of shit. So the fact that they could get a wave this big on camera and a stunt person to even go out and do that.
That's all he did, though?
Yeah, I mean,
I would have fired his ass. I'd be like, dude, we need a big ending. What are you doing? Why do you keep falling?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can justify it for. Like, I understand like where you're coming from, though.
Yeah, I'll say this. That's the only imperfection of this movie. I will not say that it brings it down a point or anything, but I wish I could implant the scene I just showed you into this movie. I'd give anything to do that. I'd give anything if they went back and CGI'd the whole fucking thing. I don't care if it's real or not. I want to see something like that.
Let me put it this way. I think I looked up the ending to the remake, and you still get a better ending with this one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's...
Wow. So, yeah, that's it. That is Point Break. Wow. Point Break month is almost over. We talked about the whole movie, every second of it, I think. How many meatball sandwiches are you eating at 10:30 out of 5 for Point Break? Chris.
So, Jesus Christ, man. This fucking movie. Like I said, when I was growing up, action movies, for the most part, weren't my jam. And I got drugged to this movie kicking and screaming to the theater because I didn't know what it was. But as soon as I saw it, it just sunk its fucking hooks into me, man. And I have been obsessed with it ever since. All the performances are amazing. Even Keanu, who is, wooden a lot of time in his delivery, he's still just perfect in this role. The villains are amazing. He's amazing. Pappas is amazing. My only knock against this movie is Lori Petty. It's just because I don't like her, but that's still not enough for me to deduce anything off my final rating. This is 5 meatball sandwiches out of 5.
What's that? Where'd you go?
Just leave it in there, please.
Alex, I'll send you the video and I'll catch you up on current events.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna like it.
How many meatball sandwiches are you eating at 10:30 out of 5 for Point Break, Ghoul?
So, in addition to the meatball sandwich we already ate during the show, I gotta read from what I wrote here because words cannot even begin to express how much this movie is almost as mystical as its characters are portrayed, like Bodhi and Johnny Utah. This fucking magic. In my opinion, there isn't a dud among any of the characters, although as much as I hate Rosie, but he's not really a character to me. He's just a mechanism, The action is really fucking heavy and tense. It doesn't let up. And the true heart of this thing is the characters and the convictions of the path they've chosen to lead. Bodhi's on his, Utah's on his. Gotta shout out the amazing fucking score by Mark Isham. Just adds to everything. The scenery of all of it too. Catherine Bigelow fucking kills it as a director in this one. Everything feels like it's no CGI bullshit. It's all on scene. It's all there. And you get every fucking minute of this. Also, anyone who doesn't own the 4K of this, fucking get it. It is
beautiful.
The best thing you can ever do to yourself. This is a perfect movie. I'm eating 5 plus the one that I actually ate during the show. Meatball subs out of 5 on this one.
Amazing. Yeah. It is 10:30 in our world. No, it really isn't.
It's been 10:30. It's been 10:30 for 5 hours.
Yeah. And I am eating. I'll steal Ghoul's idea. 5 plus the one I had. The one that it's been so long. I think I.
No, you're on your second meal now. You're on your fucking shrimp and fries at this point.
Yeah, I am. So
amazing.
Man, the casting bravo to the casting. Catherine Bigelow, the way she captured surfing, like it seemed like she was in the middle of in the ocean filming these things. Like, how did you even do that back then? The way she captured the bank robbery scenes, the way she captured the neo-Nazi shootout, everything, the skydiving, like, there's nothing this woman couldn't do. Like, it is really remarkable filmmaking. And I think that gets overlooked. People just think it's some popcorn flick and they just say, yeah, whatever. And they don't watch it or talk about it again. And that's a shame. I hope that if this month did anything to the listeners of Dead Man's Party, it's that if you didn't care about this movie all that much and this was just like, I don't know, if this is like Speed to you, like just another Keanu movie or whatever, hopefully you could kind of see it's so much more than that. It really has everything. It's lightning in a bottle, the right people, the right place, excellent performances. It is, I couldn't ask for anything else. I even wondered, is there anything about this movie that leaves me like empty or anything? And I guess the only thing I already said, the last moment of Bodhi surfing on that big wave, is about the only thing that I find to be like, that could have been better. Other than that, nothing. And I guess, well, I'll go with what Ghoul said. Maybe there just wasn't the capabilities to pull that off. To get a wave that big and get a guy to actually ride it. I don't know. But that's what happens when you don't have CGI. But but that doesn't bring this down any. It is what it is. I don't even think about that. By the time Keanu takes his badge and throws it on the water and says he's not coming back, and all that, and that music kicks in, I know I just watched my favorite movie of all time. Every time. So, and this has been going on for 30 years, and I never got done with this movie and said, this isn't as good as I thought it was. That has never occurred to me, and I don't think it ever will, because I'm already more than half my life is over, and has never even approached my thinking. So, yeah, amazing. Guys, I'm so glad we did this. I'm so glad that you both also love it enough to make a month-long fiasco out of this.
We could have gone the whole summer.
That's awesome, dude. I can't wait till we record my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah? What's that?
Rocky.
We spent 45 minutes on it.
Can you... No, seriously, think about this for a second. Can you imagine how much time we would spend on each Rocky movie if we did that right now?
If we really did it? Oh God.
My God.
Well, the little hand says it's time to rock and roll. See you next week.
See you on the other side, boys.
I'll see you in the next